Hi guys. Hey, this is a rant video. Kuja kuzusha. It's a rant video. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not on TikTok. I am not Gen Z, but I can fall under millennials. And what else? I'm here to rant. Why do I want to rant? Have you ever woken up in the morning? Umeamka vizuri. After having had quite an eventful day yesterday, because there was a lot happening in my country. I'm Kenyan, living in the UK. There's a lot that has been happening in Kenya. And it happened yesterday. I was off duty. So I had all the time. I had all the time to follow every protest kwa ground. Those of us, my fellow Kenyans in the country, in the UK, were able to go to Kenyan High Commission yesterday. Thanks, guys, for representing us. I was not able to join them because in as much as I was off day, I had a number of things to do, but still, I was doing my civil, it is called what? Achana na kizungu mingi saa hii. I'm here to rant. Is it called civic duty? At this point, I actually don't care. So, the point is not how off I was or I was not off. Whether I was off or not, that is not the point. I'm here to rant, guys. And I'm laughing and smiling here. It's not because I'm happy. By the way, Sicheki, I'm not even happy. I'm not even smiling. Have you ever woken up and you're like, this is not the kind I want to type on Facebook. This is not the kind I want to type on Twitter. Because I'm too active on Twitter than I am on Facebook. X, not Twitter. And you're like, nipatieni kamera. Hata mimi nipewe kamera. Hizi kamera watu wanatumianga hata mimi niletewe. Nipatieni kamera. I want to rant. My friend. Yani, people have been protesting a punitive finance bill because clearly that is budgeted corruption. If you're Kenyan, I believe in one way or the other you've gone through that finance bill. That's why I don't even want to delve into that. I don't even want to dissect it. Haven't we dissected that thing even with a scalpel? To me, kata. We have gone into the insides of the inside. Into the inside of the insides. We have chopped, we have dissected, we have elaborated, we have analyzed, we have done all that to that punitive thing. Because one of the things that has been pissing me off, by the way, in that finance bill, maybe I can mention just a few in case someone is here watching and is not Kenyan. Thank you. If you're watching this and you're not Kenyan. Do you know what has been pissing Kenyans off? I'm sure you people have been seeing. If you're not Kenyan, I'm sure you have seen it on your TVs. I'm in the UK, my friend. It's on BBC, it's on CNN, it's on Al Jazeera. Things you watch and you're like, damn. Each time you watch the news, you're like, damn. Protests, demos, as people are trying to fight what we are calling budgeted corruption. Why am I calling it budgeted corruption? How on earth are they proposing at allocating a whole 1 billion? I see that they have reduced. Do you know what they had allocated? A whole 1 billion Kenya shillings to renovate State House and lodges. And the last I checked, those houses are not falling apart. They're not dilapidated. See, the previous regime lived in those houses and they were in good shape. When all of a sudden the houses want to, like, what is this that the houses need so much that we have to put in a whole 1 billion Kenya shillings into the project? Another thing, they come and go like, we have a deputy president, in case you don't know. And the house we spent a whole 400 million Kenya shillings building. Oh, by the way, it needs renovations. It needs pimping. How much are we gonna spend on this pimping of this house? Guy, a whole 600 million Kenya shillings to pimp DP's house. I think they've also adjusted on that because, see, they have been chest thumping here till they are amending the bill, while the rest of the country is busy saying reject finance bill. Me, allow me to rant. Another crazy thing in that bill was the land rates. People in the diaspora, let me tell you, people in the diaspora, what people in the diaspora do. Mtu akishachapa mashifti zake hapa na amechapachapwa na winter na summer, ndio hii summer inaingia, kwanza jua ni kali sana, wacha tu inatukaranga, it's getting too hot sometimes. After you've chapped all those shifts, what you do, you tell yourself, let me invest back home. There's something they were slapping us with called that is remittances, and those things. I don't even want to talk about the remittances. That is what? They had this thing they had proposed, and they are still playing games with us like this. You know, they like to twist English, play around with words here, there, here, there, here. Wanna dance kidogo hivi dombolo with a lot of English. They twist. As if we don't know, this is a duo that had graft cases behind them like this. I don't even want to discuss the fact that the church rallied behind these two thugs. Yeah, I never voted for them. I never voted for them, by the way. And I'm seriously Christian and close to God like this. This is not about faith. I'm here to talk about this punitive thing. Church, God at a deal na nyinyi. Because me, I'm no pastor, I'm no reverend, I'm not an apostle, I'm not an archbishop, I'm no pope. So, the much you could do was to rant online. But we couldn't question these guys. We couldn't question the clergy. We couldn't question the men of God. Tunawa question as who? What do we know? In as much as we thought we are seeing something is off and we made noise here, there, so we moved on. In as much as we questioned the fact that these guys were playing music at Kasarani in a very sarcastic way, wakitukana and ridiculing the former president, people saw. By the way, that inauguration was so disgusting and embarrassing to watch. Because I'm not here to talk about inauguration. It is a whole rant in itself. I'm here to talk about finance bill. So, before I move on, church, nyi mtajisort na God. You have a number of questions to answer, by the way. Because me, I believe the church should be a light in every country. The church should be the people guiding. They are the torch, man. How we ended up having the church guiding. I said I will not discuss this. I'm here to talk about finance bill, guys. You know, there's a lot that has been happening in Kenya. You get so pissed off, you get so angry, you rant until you're like, That's why today I was like, nipewe camera hata mimi. Yes. Nipewe camera. It will reach whoever it will reach. Hi. This government can make activist in someone, bana, can create a whole activist in you. I don't know, I'm so thankful to God that I'm not in Kenya right now, because honestly speaking, I think I would have been something a little lower than Bonnie. You see the guys they are abducting. Guy, oh my God, I think probably I may have been one of them. I've never felt so pissed off. I've never felt so disgusted about a government like I am right now. And by the way, me, I never watch those national celebrations they do at Tisiti Jamhuri. I never see any point. Imagine, and yet I love my country so much. Those are things we used to enjoy watching. But most of us, a good number of us stopped watching because we can't stand the lies, man. We just can't stand the freaking lies. They are just too much. There are too many lies in one person. That each time you hold a mic to stand to address a nation, you're lying. Aye. The last I checked, the devil is the father of lies, and me, I don't want anything to do with that. Kai. Hapana. Hey? Allow me to rant. I don't watch those things because I'll get angry. These people have pissed us off for a whole 2 years. And those of us that were not even supporting them, it is like a whole 3 years of ranting. Because me, I never used to understand how can we vote in 2/3. I'm not trying to say the previous regime was good. Me say I was Uhuruto. Me nilikuwa Uhuruto. We sang, tano tena. We said, kumera kumera. We kumerad, my friend. We kumerad. But that regime taught me a lesson. That it's not about ati mtu wangu, sijui mtu wetu anymore. Me, by the way, Uhuruto is what opened up my eyes. And I stopped those things, voting along tribal lines. Me, you won't find me there. If you hear a lot of me, just know that is what we do when we are pissed off as Kenyans. We use a lot of me, we know it is not grammatically correct. But me, I will use it. Guy. Okay, I hope there's no one who ananisikia nikirant. Probably even my neighbors, if they can hear me, but these people have a way of proofing their house. Is it soundproofing? How many soundproofing? Guy. See, we have perpetrated that hashtag reject finance bill. We have pushed it. Those of us that are not able to go kwa ground, because me ningekuwa kwa street wase, I would have joined you. Lakini I'm thankful I'm not kwa ground because I would have been abducted. Guy, see, we said we are not laughing, we are not smiling. Guy, we are not smiling. Guy, what do we have for a president? Mtu ana heart. So, we have been protesting this bill that is trying to give a whole 1 billion to renovate state houses. And First Lady, hello. We got a First Lady to give a whooping 600 million Kenya shillings for what? Guy. Na land rates. I was telling you a story about people in the diaspora. What people do. They chapa shifts to invest back home. And as you are buying land and investing in property here and there, most of us go for freehold. Kwa sababu tunajua serikali yetu, my friend. We know. Tunaambiana ukweli. Hii ni season ya kuambiana ukweli. Wacha tuache kusugarcoat. If there's any time we have been united as Kenyans is now. We don't care about who voted who. By this in a beef, now those guys that voted this regime. Yeah, I tried telling you, but see you muli force issues. We are not laughing. See you guys forced issues. Sawa, we moved on. Tuli accept na tuka move on. Me, whatever is in front of me here, it is this speech ya Ruto. Imagine after having protested that much in the streets and online, because people were trying to fight a punitive bill. A punitive bill that is giving so much money to these people that have the audacity to walk around with a Rolex watch. Aka kangu sika XP. Niggers. Okay, guys, sorry. I don't mean to use niggers. Watu wanaweza nisikia. These ninjas, man, have the audacity to walk around na Rolex. There's one government official, I won't mention names, the person I will mention the name here a million times is that president that spoke here like sijui nini. There's this government official that has a Rolex worth 3.4 million Kenya shillings, and you're not supposed to complain, by the way. And the president wears shoes that are so expensive, and by the way, you're not supposed to feel anything bad. See, in class. See, they campaigned dynasty hustlers. So, apparently and clearly, they are busy building a whole dynasty. People fell for that trick, by the way. But see, we have decided we are not going back. We are not becoming historical and emotional here. Hysterical and historical. Sorry. We have agreed we are not going to be historical and hysterical. Sawa. Let me try and compose myself. I don't want to be historical. Because I'm one of those people that really was not for this government. And it's not like the opponent was any better. So msianze kufikiria mimi ati ni Azimio inaniumiza. We had thugs and something that looked not so bad. By the way, this thing of the better devil ain't gonna happen again in Kenya. We are going to call you a devil, and we are going to get ourselves an angel to vote in. This thing of saying this is a better devil, better the devil you know, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. That is ending. With this thing you're calling Gen Z revolution and millennials, we found a way of also being part of. By the way, this thing is not about Gen Z. Most of the guys on Twitter are millennials. That is why I like whatever Miguna has been doing. Miguna has been applauding Gen Z's millennials. So, by the way, it's not about Gen Z. And by the way, we are not even discussing Gen Z and millennial right now. We are talking about Ruto's speech and the finance bill. Guy has the audacity of not even greeting us. Guy, Ata, how you can even pretend that you care? See, at least you try and pretend, Ruto, that you care. Si jaribu. Jaribu tu pretend that you give a damn. People have been protesting punitive bill because we've been seeing what they do with our money. They want to start now taxing. They were attempting, and by this they have not even come out clean about that land rates and land rates for freehold. They've also not come so clean about these other things they're calling confidential use. Oh. I don't want to curse. I don't like cursing, by the way. But there's a way these countries, people here, why do people curse, man? But there's a way Kenyans are cursing more than black Americans. You guys, there's a way Kenyans have become. Ni watu muna curse. The other space that went viral, Twitter space. Si watu wana curse. See, people, I'm not here to discuss, by the way, the insults and the cursing people are doing. I'm here to rant. President William Ruto has been watching protests, has been seeing us rant on Twitter, especially, and TikTok. Then people went to the streets yesterday. If you're not Kenyan, kindly, if you're on X, formerly Twitter, just go type reject finance bill 2024. You'll get the rants. Also on YouTube, you can find enough of that so that we bring you up to speed. You know, Kenya is known to be this country that demonstrates after elections, and it is usually along tribal lines. It has never been along religion, by the way. And I pray it is never going to be about religion in Kenya, because religion is sensitive, okay? So, we have always been in the news. Easy ma CNN, easy ma BBC. Like we are watching right now and going like, why? Because of elections. This time around, Kenyans are in the streets to fight corruption. Just in case someone has not really understood, just in case you have come across a video somewhere trying to paint us bad as Kenyans, let me make it clear. We are so united like never before, by the way. Tuko tight. They usually say, tight kama kifuniko ya gas. We are so tight, man. We have never been so united like we are right now. Fighting something called corruption and impunity. We don't care who voted who. We don't care you are in which religion. We don't care the color of your skin. We don't even care about your tribe, Antiama, you are how old. This is a fight about Kenyans. Fighting corrupt regime and fighting impunity. Because we sat down and as Kenyans and we asked ourselves, watu kwani wanatubebanga aje? By the way, we have gone like, kwani hawa watu, who do they think we are? Watu tubebanga aje? Kwani wanatuona aje? What do they take us for? The protests in the streets. Yesterday's protests went south. People damaged the parliament, stole the maize. Damn. They even took a whole coat of arms. Walibeba. Hey, it has never gone that crazy. They burnt the city hall. They burnt a number of offices. Those officials, government officials, I don't want to mention their names. They have burnt a number of offices and their cars. It was chaotic. It was chaotic. And yet the previous protest, by the way, the other protests have been peaceful until these people kept on poking Kenyans. They kept on poking them at, sijui nini, nyinyi ndi Gen Z, what are you even doing with phones in the streets? Sijui what, nyinyi, sijui nini, you're just making noise. They called us all things. They called us kids. They said all manner of things, by the way. Until people became so pissed off. And they had one aim and one goal yesterday. Parliament, straight to the maize, we steal it and we take it. They even went to the Senate and took, I don't want to talk about the chaos. I'm here to rant about this guy called Ruto and his speech. So the chaos that were there, and by the way, this president has been quiet all along. He's been so quiet. He's never had the time to address the situation and the protests. Until yesterday, he gets this epiphany. I am president of the country of Kenya. Let me talk. Then he comes, boom, with this ridiculous speech he gave. Guys, he did not even greet us. Ata si afadhali uhunye. Our former president, I'm not trying to sanitize Uhuru, by the way. Kilituramba with Uhuru, but tuambiani ukweli, man, this one has rambled us in another way that we've never been rambled. Guys, Inaramba paka wenye wako majuu. Wacha niwaambie, this guy did not even have the audacity to say, my fellow Kenyans. At least when you used to sugarcoat it with my fellow Kenyans. And then he would go like, nawaomba. That language. This one just went like, today, Kenya experienced an unprecedented kizungu mingi sahi, wachana nayo. We are here to rant. Let me read this speech in case someone has not, if you're not Kenyan, because I'm sure every other Kenyan has ranted about this finance bill. If you have not been ranting as Kenyan, you're about to question your existence on this planet. We are about to start asking ourselves, wewe ni binadamu ama wewe ni alien? Are you these extraterrestrial beings that we are told that will inhabit the planet? Like, are you even real? Wewe ni mtu kweli? Wewe ni human being? Jeez. And you have not been ranting about the finance bill? We doubt. Tunakushuku. We don't trust you. You are the people we don't trust. Ebu hear this speech that he gave last night. After all the chaos people have been making about this finance bill, after all the noise people have been making that they are feeling the pinch about the taxes, because we don't have any problem paying taxes. Underline that part. We have every single freaking problem with how our taxes, our money is spent. We don't care paying all these taxes, by the way. People complain because there are taxes on businesses, taxes on everything that moves. Finance bill iko kwa internet. People have read it. People have seen it. People have dissected it. So I'm not going to discuss finance bill. I'm here to rant about this speech of this guy that this guy gave yesterday. If you imagine, he comes. Watu wamemgoja. He addresses the country after all the chaos country has been having. He comes with all the audacity. Today, Kenya experienced an unprecedented attack on its democracy. Rule of law, mukisikia ma R na ma L, mujue mimi ni wa Mount Kenya. Okay? Zinaweza slide in. When by the way, Mount Kenya people are ranting, the R's and the R's come alive. We said we are not laughing. Guy, Ati, he continues to say, rule of law and the integrity of its constitutional institutions, as if they are not messing up the constitution as we speak. Because what this guy did, after people have done all the chaos they did yesterday, he deployed the army, which is actually not so constitutional. It's not so constitutional, but we don't want... The lawyers and those political analysts will dissect it for us, by the way. They will help us understand that part. You to understand. Sisi wacha to understand ile yenye imeandikwa hapa. An otherwise legitimate expression of the fundamental rights and freedom of assembly, demonstration. They've been, by this, so against about these demonstrations. And it is our constitutional right to picket. And our constitution tells us the power belongs to the people, the sovereign power. We even have the right in the constitution to picket and to question. By the way, we even have the right to recall leaders that we find questionable. Then someone comes here and is trying to school us about a constitution that we have read, a constitution that every other person has a booklet. Flag, constitution. He comes and tells us at the demonstration, picketing and petitioning of public authorities by a section of law-abiding citizens of the Republic of Kenya was, able hear this, infiltrated and hijacked by a group of organized criminals. Jesus, he just called us criminals. Guy, we are trying to fight for what we feel are our rights, and you're here busy calling us criminals. Most regrettably, today's attack on Kenya's constitutional order has resulted in the loss of life, destruction of property, and ile kizungu anatu confusing nayo, desecration of the institutions and emblems of sovereignty. Hizo emblems wameiba ama gani? Kwanza, by the way, I saw there's someone who stole a whole coat of arms. Kenyans mko na maneno hata nyinyi. Today's events mark a critical turning point in how we respond to grave threats to our national security. Boss, we are not wale watu wa kulipua. Let me not mention them the way wanaitwa wasini flag. Sisi watu wa kulipua, wale watu wanapenda kulipua. No, we are simply citizens that are trying to fight impunity. Guy, we have a constitution. I do hear this part. I assure the nation that the government has mobilized all the resources at the nation's disposal to ensure that a situation of this nature will not recur again. The situation of going to the streets to picket, guys, will not reoccur again and recur. Will not recur again, reoccur, misijui ni gani, at whatever cost. When a leader, a whole president says at whatever cost, and that time there are people that have even died in the streets, and there are people that have been injured, and he has no even audacity to even, first of all, even empathize and sympathize. Mnadhani hata mimi sijui kizungu. Empathize and sympathize. Dude. I thank our security officers who are on duty today for applying themselves to the best of their abilities. Ninja, you got audacity. You're applauding people that shot Kenyans in the streets, Kenyans that had gone to picket. Wow, just wow. I thank our security officers. Boss unatubebanga aji, who are on duty to date for applying themselves to the best of their abilities in the defense of Kenya and its people. People that you are busy shooting and injuring. Accordingly, I have directed all the organs of our national security to deploy all measures to thwart. Wase, semeni, thwart. Unachekini kama kale kakitu tunatumianga kainzi. Kale kana chapanga inzi. Thwart. You can only use that language on that thing. Any attempts by dangerous criminals, again, we've been branded criminals, to undermine the security and stability of our country. Wacha niache. Mimi nara sijui niseme nini. I don't know what to say. But I don't know how many people will get to watch this. Like I said, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not a content creator. But please, if you happen to come across this video, and if you have happened to watch my rant to the end, let me tell you something. We are Kenyans, we love our country so much. We are these people. And do you know what happened? After he gave that speech, or as he was giving that speech, people were getting killed in Githurai. There's a place called Githurai in Kenya, if you're not Kenyan. Cops went and they were just shooting at anything in sight. Why am I saying anything in sight? Because there are mamas that were basically coming from their daily hustle. Wametoka kwa soko. That died. People that had not gone to the protest have died. The last I checked, we had 22 people that died. I don't know how many they are as at now. What to 22? Dying for absolutely nothing just because someone's ego has been bruised. Just because people even in his village have gone out and said, yay, we don't want you. It's been real. It's time for you to go home. Just because someone's ego has been bruised. I don't know who gave that order or approved the shootings that took place at Githurai. So when you see us ranting, that I had to even look for a camera to rant, my friend, oi, this goes beyond typing. I cannot type. How do you type a whole 35 minutes of video? How? I had to rant. So people are dead. Kenyans, by the way, they passed the bill. Because apparently they have amended. So to them, you have done the job. See, the MPs are more than the ones that are opposing it. So they have passed the bill. And guess what this guy will do? He will even sign it. In your face, Kenyans. In your face. With that controversial finger saying, Mtadu. This is the regime. Only our good God knows what season we are entering in. Because as we speak right now, today is Wednesday. When I'm recording this, they are planning protests tomorrow. It will be Thursday. Let me check my calendar. 27th. Protests that pissed this guy off were on 25th June 2024. Today is 26th. Kenyans, based on how I'm seeing on social media, they are planning to go back to the streets tomorrow on 27th June 2029. And we have the army deployed, which is a bit unconstitutional, but like I've said, they will explain it to us nicely for us to understand. So, I don't even want to imagine what will happen. If someone has no audacity to even talk about the people that have already died, do you think he actually cares about the people that will die tomorrow? That is for you to answer. But just know, every other Kenyan is fighting. Those of us abroad, those that are fighting online, like those of us abroad, and those that are fighting qua ground. All of us are fighting one enemy called impunity, corruption to be precise, and we are simply saying we have no problem paying taxes. We have every, underline the word every, problem, make it bold in capital letters, problem with how they are spending our money.